Okay, first of all, thank you everyone for coming. Welcome. We appreciate you guys giving us some of your time. Before we get started, I want you guys to think about a scenario. I'm sure everyone here and everyone listening has some sort of morning routine that they do before they come into school or come into work. And I want you to think about what would happen if that routine, if you couldn't complete all the steps in that routine. How would that throw you off and how would that make you feel? I'm sure it would throw you off. And what we want to really emphasize here is the importance of a good routine and what it can do for you for the present and the future. So let's get into our introductions. So first we have the brand team, Solstice Premium Sun Care, led by me, Matt Brophy, and then we have Lily Martin, Alice Crandall, and Hunter Allen on the Consumer Insights team, and we have Stella Yerger and Chrissy Iannucci on the brand comms team. Next we have Raydar, our agency team, led by Hannah Brown, and then Sydney Beauregard on strategy and planning director, and then Peter and Ashley on the creative team. So let's get into our why. Our task is to reach 18 to 24-year-olds to help Neutrogena keep their number one position in the market. Our goals are to, as mentioned before, keep Neutrogena's number one position. We want to emphasize the importance of a good routine, and we want to encourage a happy, healthy, and productive lifestyle within our campaign. So let's meet our target audience a little bit. So we have 18 to 24-year-olds, as stated, and they're a fifth of the U.S. population with $360 billion of buying power. Now that number by itself is obviously huge, it's important, but it's also important to think about if we get in now and we create loyal customers, imagine how much their buying power will expand exponentially as they get older and they get jobs. So this is a good opportunity to get in at the ground floor and create some loyal customers. Then through our 2 surveys that we did throughout the semester, we found that 27.9% of our respondents use SPF in their daily routine, and we also found that 88.9% of respondents would use SPF if it was in their moisturizer, or if it was included in their moisturizer. And this is important because it shows a disconnect which highlights a little bit of possible hesitation or maybe some ignorance towards the subject of SPF, but it also puts a spotlight on a great opportunity for Neutrogena to grab some more customers. So I'm going to pass it off to Hunter to talk more about our target market.
Right, thank you, Matt. So now that we have a little bit of a better idea of who our target market is, we wanted to take a little bit of a deeper dive in order to understand how to really connect with them. And so I'm about to introduce you guys to a user persona that we have compiled from a various amount of sources, such as real examples, our surveys, focus groups, and the research that we've done online. So I'd like everybody to meet Emma. Emma is a female college student at the University of Wisconsin, and as you can see, this quote here really kind of emphasizes the main takeaway that she has. Sticking to my routine and schedule helps me feel my best. So as we go forward, we're going to take a look at some of Emma's goals and some of Emma's concerns, and we're going to analyze how those are affected by her routines and her schedules. So first I want to introduce some of Emma's goals. These are all very long-term and very high-level goals that are going to require a lot of planning and preparation. She desires to work in journalism, which is going to require some serious studies. She wants to explore most of Europe, and that is no easy task to plan a lot of that travel and set aside that time. She wants to keep a high GPA, and she also wants to write a fitness and lifestyle blog. And all of these things are going to require a lot of extra steps put in. You can't just go out and do these things. There's a lot of other necessary parts you have to complete before you can do that. So now we want to take a look at Emma's ideal morning routine. As I mentioned, a routine is going to help her set herself up for success and to be able to achieve the things each day that are going to eventually allow her to achieve those goals. So as you can see, she has an example skincare routine here that has 6 different parts to it. All of these are meant to help Emma feel refreshed, clean, and cared for as she goes about her day. Without these steps, she wouldn't feel as ready or confident to go about and achieve her goals. And as you can see on the right side, there are a couple of pictures there to represent some of the things that she goes through throughout her morning, such as making her bed, going through her closet, and making a nice breakfast. All of these things are really going to help set her up and to go and complete some of the things that she has every day. Now, this is a quote that we got from one of our focus groups. And Julia says that making your bed every morning is the first goal of your day. Same thing with your skincare. Both help you feel better throughout the rest of your day. We think this metaphor is really great. A lot of people associate making your bed with the first thing that you do every morning. And this helps to show that having that stable, constant thing in your morning, every single morning, is what's really going to help set you up for stability and productivity throughout every single day. And that skincare routine kind of goes along with that because that can be part of one's morning skincare routine. As we saw with the previous slide, Emma does make her bed every morning. That's part of her morning routine. And so this quote would really resonate with her. Now, this is an example of a weekly planner in Emma's life. As you can see, it's not just classes and regular meetings, it's a lot of extra stuff that comes out throughout the week. It ranges from professor office hours to a sorority formal to her work shift. As you can see, there's a lot of different things that she has going on throughout her week. Things change, things vary, and these all happen during the day. She needs to have that stable morning routine in order to achieve these things, because without that, she wouldn't be set up to go about and go to her Pilates class or go get Becca because she wouldn't feel confident or ready in herself. Now, I mentioned the sorority formal, so we're going to take a look at what a realistic morning routine would be in any college student's life, which is part of our target market. So maybe she was up late at the sorority formal and it was really late, really busy, and she came back pretty tired. She wakes up the next morning, misses her alarm maybe, and she has to go to class. What ends up happening is sometimes you skip those parts of your routine, but some of those things can be sacrifices. And what we found from some of our research is that our target market finds that moisturizer is one of the most important parts of their skincare routine. And so having that part of her skincare routine still in place is going to continue to help her, and even though it's not her full skincare routine, it's still part of her stability. And then as you can see with the pictures on the right again, maybe the bed isn't made, maybe she isn't having a full, well-rounded breakfast, but she's still getting some granola bars in. But the point is that she's still maintaining a routine, even if it's not the same quality, it still has that constant stability in her life. This is another quote from one of our focus groups that helps to kind of reflect Emma's experience with her sorority formal. Doing a skincare routine helps me get back on track, especially after I've had a long night out. So like I said, if this sorority formal was perhaps dragging on throughout the night, she got back to her apartment really late, having that skincare routine in the morning, however small or large it is going to help her feel better and to become more available to attack the day. Now, this is a piece of data that we found from some of our research that we think really helps to tie all of this together. 60% of people believe that their skin has a huge impact on their self-confidence and mental health. What this shows is that people feel that whenever they use their skincare products, it soothes and seeps into their skin and they feel at one with the product. This shows that the skincare routine and the skincare products really do have a direct benefit on one's mental health and positivity. Having that skincare routine is what's going to help Emma and any other target market college student be able to go about their day and just in general feel good about themselves. There's a little bit of a difference between, actually using a skincare routine versus just having one, because whenever you actually use your skincare routine, it's directly affecting you. It's becoming part of you, and that's going to really help Emma go about her day. So now I'm going to pass it off to Sydney, who's going to talk about our brand image.
Thank you so much, Hunter. So now that we've heard a little bit about Emma, let's talk a little bit more about Neutrogena as a brand. So starting off, we're going to compare Neutrogena to some of its competitors. We have a scale of daily versus occasional, and then accessible versus luxury. So starting off, we have brands like Cetaphil and CeraVe. These are two kind of daily types of brands that have a lot of products that are meant to be used in the morning during an everyday skincare routine. They're more so on the accessible side because they are sold for a lower price point in a variety of stores. Then we have the Hawaiian Tropics, Coppertone, and Banana Boat. These are brands that you see more so in the summertime when you're preparing to go on vacation, and they're also that accessible price range and sold at a variety of stores. We get into a little bit more of the luxury sunscreen when we talk about Sunbum and Bare Republics. These are just because they're sold at a bit of a higher price point, but they're still more so used in the summertime for vacations. Then we have our luxury Supergoops, Hero Cosmetics, and Clinique. These are definitely products that are meant to be used on more of a daily basis, but they are sold for that higher price point and at more prestigious stores. So this is where we plotted Neutrogena on our map. We believe that Neutrogena is right in the middle of daily and occasional because they have products that are on both ends of that spectrum. But we really do believe that Neutrogena is an accessible brand. They have a lot of products that are sold for a relatively low price point, and they can be found at so many different stores. So now to talk more about Neutrogena's specific sun care product line. We start with things like Neutrogena Sport Face and Neutrogena Beach Defense. These are two products that you're going to be seeing more so in the summertime, and this time we are comparing them on modern versus timeless, so kind of those trendy products versus those timeless classic products your mom might have used. Then we have the Ultra Sheer, Age Shield, Sheer Zinc, and Clear Face. These are products that are meant to be used more so on a daily basis, maybe in a morning routine, but they do have that kind of timeless, classic, older feel. When we look at the Invisible Daily Defense and the Hydro Boost, they're definitely more modernized, more so meant to target our target demographic and people like Emma. And then when we see the Invisible Daily Defense serums, the Ultra Sheer Serum, and the UV Mineral Tint, we believe that these products are really spot on for our target demographic, and we really wanted to focus on them. So we believe that someone like Emma would choose the Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Moisturizing Face Serum or the Invisible Daily Defense Moisturizing Face Serum. For this project, we are kind of focusing on the Ultra Sheer and the Invisible Daily Defense. We believe that Emma would be really drawn to this product because it is multi-benefit. It has that hydration, moisturization level while also including that SPF. It's kind of a 2-in-1. This product, as Hunter mentions, kind of seeps into the skin as you're applying it. Emma might be looking in the mirror in her morning skincare routine, and doing that action is really going to boost her confidence and allow her to tackle her goals. And then again, Emma is a college student, so this product is really affordable and would be easily accessible for her to purchase. So Neutrogena Sun as a brand is a simple and reliable component of any skincare routine that complements our target demographics, active lifestyles, and future goals. If Neutrogena was a friend, we believe that it would be a really warm, kind of lifelong friend. They've always been there for you. They've seen you through your ups and downs, but at the end of the day, they're just trying to support you and help you achieve your future goals. So as we started thinking about this, a lot of our research started to come together, and we wanted to begin developing our nugget of insight. One quote that really stuck with us was, "The journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step." Any action, if that's doing your morning skincare routine and putting on that SPF as your final layer, is one small step towards an amazing day, which is going to eventually lead to an amazing future. This is how we found our nugget of insight, which is, the foundation of a successful future lies in the face of your daily routine. The main core campaign phrase for our campaign is, face yourself, face your day, face your future. And what we mean by that is when Emma is waking up in this morning, she's might be a little bit tired from her sorority formal the night before. She's still going to get up. She's going, looking at herself in the mirror, facing herself, putting on her SPF, which is going to allow her to face her day. Once you do that so many times and Emma keeps following this routine, a bunch of days create a really amazing year, and a bunch of years create a really amazing and successful future. Our vision throughout this campaign is we want to emphasize the ability of Neutrogena's Ultra Sheer and Invisible Daily Defense to hydrate the skin while also blocking the sun's rays with SPF. And one of the main ways that we think we can make that possible is to move the serum, so the Ultra Sheer Serum and the Invisible Daily Defense Serum, into the skincare section. This will just make it more available for consumers and to see and really want to add into their skincare routine. So now I'm going to pass it off to Ashley, who's going to talk more about our deliverables.
Thank you, Sydney. Now I will dive deeper into our campaign with our deliverables. First, we have our key visual. On her forehead, there are words surrounding productivity, routines, growth, goals, and more. And in the center of these words is the word future. This highlights how those words really are the foundation to growing and bettering your future. And in the background, we have our Neutrogena products to show that using these products in your routine is a backbone of developing a more productive future. And throughout this, I'll be going down our funnel for awareness, consideration, and conversion. First, we have one video advertisement that centers around our campaign of facing yourself, your day, and your future. And we really want to go into this idea that you want to look at yourself in the mirror, face your day, face your future, and really build this up. Our next video advertisement starts off with some words that are on her face that relate to common stressors within your day-to-day life and even your future. And this is a mock-up because afterwards, it represents her putting the product on her face, which represents building this routine to really take these worries out of first your day-to-day life and eventually your future as well. Next, we're going to go into our online campaigns, which is with TikTok, Instagram, and other social media advertisement. One main thing we want to do is utilizing influencers so we can give that realism aspect to make it more like a friend versus just someone telling you to use the product. We also want to do humorous and casual ads to really go into that Gen Z mindset and go to our target market. And we also really want to represent our target market because seeing someone that looks like you will make you want to use the product. First, we have our sample media posts. Starting off with TikTok, we really want to do TikToks like get ready with me routines where someone's going through their day-to-day routine and they take that one step in the morning to put on the product, and that will really set up their day-to-day routine and help them in the future. We also want to do other posts like review posts, people trying out the product and letting us know how it is. And we also feel it would be beneficial to go with TikTok trends to really do things like how many layers of the product can I put on and go into that Gen Z mindset. Also, for Neutrogena Sun, we want to make a specific Instagram feed and page just for the Neutrogena Sun products. By doing this, we feel like it will go deeper into the Neutrogena Sun products and we can really get our campaign out. So some of these posts would be things like our campaign, Face Yourself, Day and Future, to really go into that idea of building this routine for the future. Even some simple posts like apply sunscreen today, and even some customer reviews where people are raving about the product and it gives that realism aspect and reliability again. Next, we have our in-store displays. Our first display is an end cap display that would be in a store like Ulta. We obviously have the products available for people to pick up and purchase, but we also in the center have a little bowl that has samples in it so then people could test out the products. The mirror in the center is not only for testing out the products. We want to really go into that idea of looking into yourself. And also, along the lining of it, there's some words that are related to routines and future to really hone in on the idea that developing this routine and looking into yourself right now will lead to this better future. Our next display is for the serums, which we said previously we want to move to the skincare aisle. This is a little mini display that would be in a store like CVS or Target, and we really want to elevate it to kind of make it more appealing to the customer. And we also have a little sign that indicates that the rest of the product line will be in the sun care aisle to make it less confusing to the customer and so they know where to find our products. The next thing we want to do is a little bundle pack for some daily routine products. So we call this our routine bundle pack. So you have just some products that you could set up a basic skincare routine that's not too complicated. So someone like Emma could do this on her daily routine. On the side of the box, we have our campaign, Face Yourself, Day and Future, to really go into that idea of building the routine with our products will lead to a better day and future. We want this available both in-store within the skincare aisle, and we also want it online, and the online option we feel would be very beneficial to have a customizable option so that people could pick products that are better for their skin and works for their skincare routine. Next, we have our Neutrogena Sun app. On this app is a homepage that goes over the current UV index and weather. And then next, we have an information page, which gives basic information about like sun facts, like how to apply sunscreen, basic information on the UV index, and also some benefits to applying sunscreen daily. We also have some little notifications to get people to engage with the app. Our next feature is our filters. One filter we want to do is an aging filter, which shows the effects of sun that will be on your skin if you do not or do use sunscreen. Some of the features would be little wrinkles appearing on your face, which is early aging, and even some sunspots. We also want to do a baseline filter, which would just show the current effects of sun on your skin, which would be a sunburn. Next, we have our shop feature. We want to make our products accessible to customers within the app, so we feel shop would be very beneficial. And within the shop section, we would have benefits like rewards, discounts, and bundles that will be directly on the app and specific to the app, so that it entices people to use the app to purchase the products versus just going online. And our last feature of the app is a little profile. So as we see, this is Emma's basic profile, but our profile is not just this. We also want to have a section where people can input information on their skin type, so then we can really directly market products that will work for people. And to further promote our products and the app, we want to do a pop-up event. So this pop-up event centers around the mirror that is in the center. So this mirror will obviously go with our campaign, Face Yourself Day in Future, and you'll be looking in it, and then you will see words of motivation about your future, your current day, and your routine that will really go in with this idea of looking at yourself and really building up your routine to help you today and in the future. And for people to download the app, we'll have some little freebies like stickers, samples, and more. And we really feel this would be beneficial to have on Big Ten campuses, since it'll be a big location with a lot of our target market, and it will get a lot of foot traffic. And now I will be handing it off to Hannah to do our recap.
Thank you, Ashley. So just wrapping up quickly, we want to go through and kind of remind you about everything we've mentioned so far. So starting out with the who, we really learned from Hunter who our target consumer looks like, that being Emma. We see that they really value these routines as they lead to productivity and a successful future. Matt also shared with us those survey results about SPF and moisturizer and how having a product that has these multi-benefits is really going to appeal to these consumers. Sydney discussed more of our why and how we really came to this nugget of insight, and being the foundation of a successful future lies in the face of your daily routine. And Ashley then really went into our campaign and how we're going to tie that in with that idea of facing yourself, facing your day, and also facing your future. We really want to hone in on this idea that routines in your daily life really build on creating habits, and those habits lead to having that successful future. So focusing on these routines and that daily aspect is really going to be key for consumers like Emma, as the journey of 1,000 miles, so in this case Emma's career goals of journalism and her travel goals to explore Europe, they can all really start with one step, Neutrogena Sun. So thank you, and we'll open up the floor to some questions now. Do we want to change this?
Yeah, let's do that. Thank you.
Very excited. That's what it is. Yeah, it's.
I don't think so, because they're on.
Oh, I think that the screen's still sharing. You can hide the stop share button.
Oh, there we go. There we are. I knew they were there because they were watching too.
Stop the share.
Stop the share. Stop the share. Yay, okay. So I think we just have, because I know we started a little bit late, maybe we'll just, if there are a couple comments and questions, that would be great, and then we'll probably have to move on to the next team, and then at the end, if there are more, then we'll take them there. I'm looking in the wrong direction. So I don't know, maybe if our mentors would have any comments or questions, we'll start there.
Yeah, I can start. First off, great job, guys. I'm just looking at my notes because it's such a robust presentation. So first of all, love the common theme. I'll keep these high-level comments quick. But the common theme of routine and all of the tie-ins, it was very clear that you sort of zeroed in on that as like the common thread, and you tied everything back to it throughout the presentation, which was super consistent, and I know you guys have worked at that, so just super great job there. I've shared this before, but I thought the fact that the sort of the insight, everything college kids do is really building to something else, and that's very unique to college kids. And the fact that you tie that into SPF is like a very unique fitting insight, I just think is really great. So great work there. Some of the other things that were new to me that I really enjoyed seeing in the back half of the presentation, I really like how you guys talked about like maybe making the tone some like more humorous and casual ads. because I think that's something that we fail to do at Neutrogena, but helps connect with the younger demographic. I think the daily routine bundle pack is interesting. I especially loved the ties to the aging filters. It is very hard, we've seen, to get people in their 20s to care about wrinkles and sort of skin cancer and a lot of the traditional motivators to using daily SPF, because until you start to see it in yourself or your friends, you're not really thinking about it. So loved that sort of tactic as like a way to actually like help people visualize like this will make an impact on your future. And I thought the live activation was very creative with the mirror, because that is something that we aspire to do more on Sun, is sort of these in-person activations, and how do we get people to take away the right things from it. So I definitely have more thoughts and feedback, but overall great job. I'll stop there in case anyone else wants to chime in.
Yeah, and I'll just echo Rachel's points. I mean, really great job. I thought it was a beautiful presentation, by the way. I feel like that's better quality than we get sometimes, even at J&J with our agencies. So great job there. And I'll just say, I love that you guys were thinking of the whole ecosystem. You know, you guys were thinking about placement in store, in person, but then also digitally as well. So really great job there, just considering all the aspects. And yeah, just great job for your presentation.
Yeah, and I'll jump in from the agency side. I think the time that you had to present is obviously so small. We could talk about, I feel like, your insights for about three whole hours. So good job keeping the story really concise and making sure that the flow was very easy to follow all the way through. I know we talk about this all the time in our meetings weekly, but the app is so innovative, and I think it's perfect for the beauty and the skincare industry. Beauty always wants to be the first mover in these type of technologies that really add a lot of value to their customers. So the fact that you have all this personalization in the app, and it's really it's a personal hub for people to use to track their favorite products, build their bundles, shop, and also look at like what's the UV index today, what type of sunscreen should I be using today. It's very educational. It's very focused on sales, and then it's also very focused on that personalization, as mentioned. So I feel like we've talked about it at long length during our meetings, and I know that you had to get through it today, but the app is exactly, I think, where the industry would want to move for Neutrogena, because it also allows consumers to understand the wide breadth of products and how that they can use different ones in their daily lives, whether it is for a beach vacation or if it's a daily serum that they want to use to keep their SPF and their moisturizer up daily. So just wanted to shout that out, because I think that was really, really strong work on your end. And then I also want to applaud the full funnel strategy. I know that's like the thing that I talk about all the time. So good job kind of walking through that. I think all of the social media that you outlined really did hit on the right key performance indicators when it came to awareness, consideration, and conversion. So great job. And then lastly with the mirror, I know we talked a little bit at our last meeting about what the in-person activation would be. And I love the mirror, and I love how it kind of links back around to your full negative insight and the type of content that you were talking about in the beginning of the in the presentation. So I love that adaptation. Great work overall.
Thank you so much. I think we'll have to move on to the next team, but thank you so much for your presentation, team.